Welcome to the TeamFourStar Podcast. I'm Kaiser Neko.
I'm Lanny Pator.
And I'm Takahata 101.
Happy New Year, everybody!
It's 2013.
New Year's went, yeah.
F*** you, Mayans. F*** you in your fucking faces. That's going to be a lot of beeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you give up on censoring like you have for half of these.
Well, and now we can say shit. We just can't say f***.
Okay, well,
Where does
yeah.
weigh in?
I don't know. I'll get around to censoring that, or not, when I'm editing. Anyway.
And then people will question, what did he say?
What about Anna?
Oh, that's definitely getting censored.
That's a big one, man. I can't believe your mouth.
I should go to a priest now.
Anyway.
Oh, why?
Speaking of the New Year's, what'd you guys do over your holidays? We had a little bit of a break. Not a lot going on. We got 31 out, of course, but
We'll get into that in a minute.
of course, it was a nice holiday break. What'd you guys do?
I went up to Pennsylvania, where it was kind of cold and we had a white Christmas. I spent
My Christmas wasn't boring.
Well, your Christmas was less gay. I'll give you that. I spent it with my fiancé and his family, and it was really nice because his mom always throws a very traditional Christmas, which is something I haven't had since I was 14, and my mom threw the tree.
That sounds fun. You were up in Pennsylvania. Did you get a good cheesesteak while you were up there at least?
Hell yeah, I did. Oh, man, I didn't know what I was missing. I didn't know.
And now you do, and you're back in Louisiana.
Guys, you just made a cheesesteak sound gay. It was so delicious.
Oh my god, all this meat in my mouth. Though I have to say, the pizza up there was also, when you're that close to New York, you're gonna get good pizza. And, oh my god, the pizza up there was actually freaking fantastic.
I'm of the mind that any place can have good pizza as long as you have good pizza people, but yeah, nothing can really beat New York.
Yeah, we live in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Our pizza down here, we have a Papa John's. That's keeping us.
Woo! That's a thing. So Taka, how about your not gay holiday?
Oh, my not gay holiday was really, really hetero. The whole thing, so straight. I spent time with yeah, pretty much. I spent time with my family. I watched F tons of Star Trek Next Generation on my brand new Galaxy 10.1 tablet. It was f***ing gorgeous, dude. Love it so much. But I mean,
tablets.
After our tablet, nothing much else really. Just spent time with my dad. He made me get this eggnog, eggnog with the Kentucky bourbon in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my dad saw it. He's like, "You're buying this," and he put it in my car. I'm like, "I guess I'm buying that."
I've actually never had eggnog before.
Wait, you've never ever had eggnog, even regular eggnog, and not alcohol?
I might have tasted it before, but to my conscious mind right now, I just can't think of a time.
Ah.
Yeah.
What the? What the shit, Lenny?
Eggnog is like semen in that it's equal parts fantastic when it's pulled out and disgusting.
Moving on.
Unfortunately,
My holiday.
Tell us about your holiday, Lanny. Did it taste like eggnog?
Well, not really.
Which one did you mean, Lanny? Which one did you mean?
My holiday was actually spent down in Florida. Well, not the entire thing, but this was pretty much the after Christmas on part. But yeah, you guys were down there. My grandma's got a place down there in Naples, right on the beach. Beautiful location.
oh my god, it's so
Lanny,
nice.
I want you to tell your grandma I miss her a lot, actually.
Okay, yeah, it's actually her birthday yesterday, so. Yeah.
Happy belated birthday, Lenny's grandma.
Grandma Lanny. I'm
But,
the cute one.
Before that, spent Christmas Eve with Erica's dad's side. Had some delicious roast beef over there. Christmas Day with her mom, and then bam, right off to Florida. Had a wonderful time. Spent New Year's Eve on a plane. Woo! Yeah, I got 2 New Years.
So what's it like to be in 2014, Lanny?
It's weird.
Have they cured the AIDS yet?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm
Damn
sorry.
gay people.
Kaiser, that's just a myth. Moving on.
So yeah, as I mentioned before, we did get episode 31 out, and Yeah, I've been pretty happy with the reaction. How about you guys?
I don't know, I feel like we totally dropped the ball with Marin. I mean, who is voicing her? What did we... It was awful! Who directed her?
Hey, Geyser, I think Casey Dia did a great job.
Actually, she did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
It's a matter of opinion, and the correct opinion is she did a good job.
Yeah, she...
Like, when you first sent me, like, a couple of her clips, I was like, oh, wow, this is better than the dub.
It is actually, like, not to bash on the girl who was playing her in the dub, but I think when they got to that, they were like, yeah, this is Marin. Let's just kind of give her...
Let's just get somebody in here.
Yeah.
Who did play her in the dub?
You know, I don't know, actually. Like,
I don't either, but she sounded older than she should be for some reason.
I'm curious, and I'm going to find that out right now. You guys talk about the episode a little more. I have to figure this out.
Okay. But yeah,
Krillin was in it.
Krillin was in this episode, much like most of Namek.
Oh, yeah, shucky ducky, quack, quack.
Shucky ducky, quack, quack, I got a girlfriend. Her boobs were as big as my head. That sort of thing.
Daphne Greer played her in the original dub, and Leia Clark played her in the remastered version. Leia Clark is actually a very talented voice actress, though, I'll say that.
Okay. I don't know what version we were listening to when we were watching through. Probably the original dub based on the sound of things, but I don't know. It was just, we were very happy with her performance.
Yeah, she did
an excelente job. Isn't that right, Philippe?
Actually, no, it was Juan. Philippe, here's a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's right.
Philippe Hernandez was actually going to be his original name.
But then we just decided to go with Juan Sanchez, just because that sounded easier.
But yeah, so, there were a couple of things about this episode that have turned some heads, as it was.
Yeah, first of all, the recasting of Roshi. Some people caught that, but then again, Roshi wasn't exactly all that prominent beforehand.
Yeah, that was a decision made both on my part and Masako's, because when we were writing the character, we had a very specific idea for what we wanted out of him, and a very specific laugh as well. And while Masako's Goku has always been pretty good in terms of, delivering the lines we'd given him in the past.
Masako's Goku? I would think so.
I'm sorry, he's Roshi. When I'm talking about Masako, I'm used to talking about his Goku and his Gohan, not his Roshi. And that's another thing. He's not played a lot of Roshi.
I think the most amount of lines he's had in an episode is 3?
Yeah. So when it came down to it, Masako was more than comfortable with stepping down, because he just felt like it would be best that we make sure that the production... He wanted us to put the quality of the production over his attachment to the role, which speaks very highly of Masako. Masako is one of the nicest, most easy to direct, easy to work with guys I know, and he's always trying to make sure that the production is the best it can be. It was sad to take it away from him, since he'd always put in such a grade A effort, but, I do feel like we're getting what we want out of the character playing him.
If you can't get what you needed from the role, especially since when we had this whole Marin thing planned, I was like, yeah, you know what Roshi has to do in these scenes, and it came down to insert double entendre here, pause.
Yeah, and Masako, God bless his soul, couldn't do that. It's partially his range and his demeanor. He's still very talented, but that was just not something he could do.
Yeah. So. The voice he was doing was not meant for a laugh like that.
It kind of wasn't. Another big, I guess you could say, change that we made, less to the casting and more to the story.
Right, was the fact that we just completely destroyed the Garlic Jr. arc in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah. But and I actually saw a couple of comments that were like, "What? How could you do that? I really wanted to see that." And my response is like, "Did you?
Did you
really?" Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of pretense on this. Like I said, you guys remember I've said this before, that Super Saiyan Goku was one of the first things I ever saw in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So what would be the first arc I ever saw in Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Garlic Jr. was the first full arc I had ever seen in Dragon Ball Z. Now, granted, that might have actually been beneficial to me because it's how I learned that Kami and Piccolo were the same person. But
that was already always sort of hazy. If you just started watching Z and you're like, why is he dying?
It was just so bad. Even as a kid, I'm like, wait, so they were just fighting this super behemoth character, and all of a sudden this goblin is a problem? What?
Funny enough, I actually ended up watching the Garlic Jr. Saga through the first time, all in Japanese.
Oh?
Yeah, it was hard for me to grasp what was going on, and I had no concept of canon at all. And so I'm basically sitting there going like, this is really weird, but I think I still enjoyed it, if not only because I remembered Garlic Jr. the movie. I remember seeing the movie as a kid, and so when I saw him come back, I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. Like, it's neat to see the movie villain back and causing trouble. But
it's to me, it's kind of like those people out there that wish Broly would show up in the actual series.
Gun in my mouth.
Do you really?
Yeah, some people actually do.
I know.
I've not met many people like that.
Face to face. Well, at this point, going to cons, we probably have.
We probably have. Not to demean them or anything.
No, we just disagree.
It's just people. Some people really enjoy the movie characters,
and that's fine. I mean, sometimes like the only thing that's really interesting in some of the movies is actually the villain,
which is weird because Broly's popular.
Broly was popular mostly because he was just this
he's the fucking Hulk.
Yeah, there wasn't a character like him before, really.
He's more like a force of nature.
He's just a rage house. That's all he is. Speaking of movies, though, Kaiser, the new Dragon Ball Z movie, Battle for the Gods, actually got a new trailer out. You were pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and I'll totally include the trailer in the notes for the show, or for the podcast, that is. But yeah, so we'd actually had a small teaser trailer before. They used some immediate music, like the stock music, and it was just this weird shot through mountains, and then you get a half CGI, half 2D animation Goku.
I really pray to God that's not where they're going with that, because I saw the Berserk movie.
Well, looking at the trailer, it doesn't look like that they're going to make that. Like, it seems that they were just like, okay, we have to make a teaser trailer right now, and we really don't want to spend a whole lot of money, so let's opt in with a 3D model.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that. I mean, the only reason I think they did that in Berserk was because of the huge battles, but...
Yeah, I don't think it'll be necessary for this movie. But this time, instead of just a teaser trailer with, a shot of Goku, we got actual plot details. And apparently there are two gods, one of destruction, one of creation, and apparently the god of destruction, is gonna destroy Earth. And
is he a dick?
He's seems like kind of a dick. Dick.
I don't know, he seems like kind of a pussy to me, because he's a cat.
Or is he a bunny? They're not being clear. If he's a rabbit,
he's totally an Egyptian cat. I mean,
I don't want him to be an Egyptian rabbit, because then
why?
Because I want the final villain of DBZ, where the main character's name is a pun on a carrot. I want the final villain to be a goddamn god bunny.
But they already beat a bunny. But they already beat a bunny. They sent him.
That's not a god bunny. He just has the power of turning people into carrots. Cock a carrot cake.
My God, do you think Toriyama had that in mind when he created that character?
He has no idea he made these characters.
You say that.
I do, Do
you think he was still on the moon when Piccolo blew it up?
I hope he was.
No, we were originally gonna have we were originally in that scene where the moon blows up. We were in talks of having the Carrot King just. Oh no! Oh God, no!
Oh God, no!
Let's just assume that happened. That's canon now. He's dead.
Yeah, but honestly, I like the idea of this character mostly from a design point of view, in that he looks really weird, but at the same time he looks like he could be menacing, which that's my favorite thing about Toriyama. It's why I hate most of the filler. Like, a lot of the filler characters don't get the whole his whole design flair down. Like, this is so Toriyama. You look at this villain and you're like, oh yeah, that was definitely drawn by him.
To be fair, almost all cats look evil at some point or another.
It's true. Unless you're Grumpy Cat, then you just look disgruntled.
But another part that I think you were actually even like more excited for was the new Chala Head Chala cover.
I'm excited, if only because I'm hoping that there's some fantastic animation to go with it. They say it's like the theme of the movie. I'm really hoping there's a big sweeping shot that goes along with this. And if anyone's heard it, it's done by the band Flow. They've done some other theme songs for a couple of the series. They did Go, Fighting Dreamers from Naruto. They did the opening theme to Code Geass. They've done a lot of anime theme songs. And to hear, actually, Tokyo FM played their cover on New Year's. And it's easy to find online. Hell, I even tweeted it. Maybe I'll include it in the description because, it's a radio rip.
As well.
Yeah. For being a radio rip, it's hard to really tell the quality, but I like it. It's definitely a very modern interpretation of it. They upped the tempo and they brought in some auto-tune. But they didn't auto-tune for pitch. They used it as a stylistic tool, which I appreciate more than adjusting for pitch, because that usually sounds awful. So
yeah,
part of me is bothered by the fact that the trailer shows a lot of the minor characters rushing him, and you know what that means.
They're gonna get blown away in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, clearly they're going to use teamwork to defeat a villain. That is going to happen. That is how a villain will finally be defeated in Dragon Ball Z. Teamwork.
Teamwork that doesn't involve giving Goku their energy. I don't know.
As much as it is a stereotype of anime to have friendship and teamwork defeat the final villain, that never happens in Dragon Ball Z, the quintessential famous anime.
It actually made me a little worried in the trailer that you don't see any minion characters, so that means nobody's getting their own fight. It's Goku. It's all Goku, and you know it.
Yeah, and that's as much as I love Goku. That's frustrating.
Better watch out, Kakarot. I'm about to step it up and hit. One-shotted. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
To Piccolo.
It's going to happen to Piccolo. It's going to... Well, no, Vegeta might hold him off for a couple of seconds while Goku gets back up, but then he'll get stomped.
I'm really hoping that's not how this goes down. I really don't want it to.
Well, let's compare it to the other movie. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because I'm going to call him Virus because that's what we think his name currently means. I'm hoping they're teasing at the fact that he can bend reality to his will, and I'm really curious to see how that comes into play because we saw stuff like that with Janemba, and I loved that. Like the Janemba stuff,
bringing back all the supervillains and stuff.
Well, not that. You know how he could fade in and out, or how he could punch in one direction and use a portal to redirect attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that about him. He could play with rules.
Now you're playing with portals.
Yeah. And so that I want to see more of that with Virus. So hopefully that's what goes down. But beyond that, it's a new movie and it's got a high budget and Gohan has Super Saiyan hair even though he's Ultimate. So who knows what that means.
That has been rewritten. He is no longer mystic.
I'm going to bleep that. But anyway.
No longer beep. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So, yeah, the movie, let's hope it's good. Let's hope it's entertaining. I just want it to be at least as entertaining as the 20th anniversary. Because as much hate as that gets for meandering and all of its comedy, I actually really enjoyed that one. So...
Yeah. And as is usually the case this time of year, we've actually released a few new T-shirts designed. This time, they were a good majority of them were designed by the winner of our fan art contest, though. Correct?
Yep. Mr. Zach Manley.
Zach Manley.
Very manly name.
Yes, he is, and he is very very manly guy. We've met him.
He is a great guy.
He's a very nice guy.
Did you guys have any particular favorite T-shirt designs that we got out there?
To be fair, my personal favorite has got to be KFD.
Kentucky Fried Dragon. That one was
by him.
It was by him, and it was one of those ones where it was like, you know what other T-shirt? Because we wanted to release 4. I remember that, and that one just kind of came to mind. It's like, it's finger licorice good, and I just always loved that line. I've loved that line ever since I thought it up before we did Tree of Might. Actually,
I gotta say, my favorite one. Mm-hmm. I think you all know what it is. It's Mitch, I eat people. Please, quite frankly.
I could have sworn it was going to be First Immortality, then the bitches.
You know what? If I were to wear that shirt, it'd be so damn true.
I'm actually we're really lucky that we even have that shirt, because one of my friends, we weren't even considered doing it.
Shirt.
It's just that it didn't look good on paper, but then we saw it on a shirt when we printed a select batch of them for YomaCon.
Yeah.
And we were like, wow, yeah, we got to do this one.
It was actually because I have a friend of mine who works at he actually works. It's this little independent business which prints T-shirts for the local area, and he's also a fantastic little designer. He actually made Piccoloshi, and also Keep Calm and Dodge, which is my second favorite shirt.
That being said, Keep Calm and Dodge is actually my favorite. I actually want to get a copy of that one. It's just like we've wanted to do a Dodge shirt for so long, and then we just struggling to think of how we were going to do it. Was it going to be like a giant green fist with like DODGE listed written on the fingers, or was it going to have like a pair of brass knuckles on that said it? And none of those sounded good to us. But then the Keep Calm and thing came up, and we're like, yeah, that works. And yeah, that's actually my favorite shirt right now that we got of the new batch that we got running. And so yeah, let's feel free to write down wherever the hell I guess you can write stuff down, because we don't really have a comment section in this. We should probably get to work on that at some point, but hey.
Hopefully.
Let us know what you think somehow, somewhere, probably on our forums.
Yeah, we have a forum.
Let us know what you think. I actually think there's a T-shirt idea thread on there, too. I've browsed it a couple of times. I'm not much of a forum guy. Moving on, Taka, you and I actually have a new thing going on because, Kaiser was heading out of town. We were like, well, we want to do something, and we wanted to be productive.
So let's play video games.
Exactly.
Yeah, video games.
And then we decided to play as characters, and it turned out to be Nappa and Vegeta, and then we did Science play.
I like how you say it turned out to be...
Like it was going to be. Oh, yeah, because people would... I think Super Common Guru and Popo would eventually get tiring.
Yeah, something about the monotoneness of it and the fact that those two...
Actually,
comments that said people want to see that, and then I'm like, really?
You want 15 minutes of Guru talking? I don't know.
15 minutes of Guru talking, then 15 minutes of Popo going, this is fucking bullshit.
Well, I personally thought that since you guys are off doing your own thing, that I would do something in my own little Let's Play, and it was going to be Birder with Sonic Generations, which I think that's going to take off. I think I'm already making shirt ideas.
Gotta go fast.
So Kaiser, you're saying that Birder is also a furry on top of being gay. Way to project.
My God, man, you just wrote yourself right into that role. Typecast much.
I'm also blue, if you weren't paying attention.
I noticed. Yeah,
gotta go fast.
But yeah,
fastest thing alive.
Those are going out well. We just got Magic up, and we just got a new advertisement up in time for our site to go down. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were switching stuff over. Like we were migrating the servers, and
the exact moment we posted the ad.
Yeah, I unfortunately wasn't paying very close attention to an email that I'd gotten, and so it's like, hey, moving the shit over.
Go to our site. Check out 2 Science Play. Site will be down.
Hey, what do you think?
Oh,
yeah, that wasn't no good. That wasn't no good.
Yeah.
Another out there. I think Lanny, you're working on part 2 of Magica.
I actually am. I'm actually editing part 2. And by the way, for people who keep asking, it does not affect how fast the episodes come out.
Yeah.
It is just me and Lanny does the editing. I don't even help with that. Lanny's taking care of that. Kaiser edits the episodes. I sit here and feel useless half the time.
And we have designated nights that come down for scripting, so
exactly.
This doesn't even affect that. So.
Yeah. And even though we're directly saying that, someone is still going to say, make more episodes.
And it feels like thou doth protest too much, as someone might say, but at the same time, it's like, how many times do we have, like, we're trying to make sure people know.
Yeah. We even said it in the video, and it like in the actual video we say it. In the advertisement. And then there it was, like not 3 minutes into like the video being uploaded. When's the next episode? Why are you guys making this and not making episodes? Head desk. Head desk hard.
Head desk so hard, leave a crater in the ground.
Yup. So yeah, that's the thing.
Actually, I was a real fan. I was actually a huge fan of the Magical one.
Did you like? Because I wasn't sure if you had actually watched these. I mean, I know I sent you the end of the Worms one because I was really happy with how that came out.
But like for me, Let's Plays aren't things that I don't watch a whole lot of Let's Plays.
Yes.
But the Magica one, I remember us playing Magica. And I couldn't. I just thought to myself, I have to watch the reactions because there's just so much room for ass hattery.
Yep.
And let me tell you, there's a lot more to come. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, time at the movies. Kaiser, you and I both saw Django. I believe all three of us have seen The Hobbit. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Django was amazing.
I don't think it's Tarantino's best work, and there were definitely some parts where it, like some of the editing and pacing felt really weird, but I still loved it.
It's one of my favorite Tarantino films now, actually.
Really?
Like it's hard to say what my favorite is, but Kill Bill is probably up there at the top, if not only because there were so many stylistic, like it's stylish, it mixes so many genres. Kill Bill's my favorite.
Kill Bill 1, 2, or The Whole Bloody Affair?
Oh, The Whole Bloody Affair.
I really want that DVD set to come out. I mean, I know I just bought the fucking magnificent box set of Tarantino work, but just The Whole Bloody Affair sounds like an awesome box set.
It really is.
I wish he'd make it. But yeah, to me, I think this ranks just below Inglourious Basterds to me, which, by the way, I loved Inglourious Basterds, loved it to death. But I think I'd rather watch Inglourious Basterds again than watch this, although they're both awesome.
I've seen Inglourious Basterds too many times. I guess if I'd only seen both of them once, I'd want to see Inglourious Basterds again before Django. So
yeah,
but
Nazis dying is just so satisfying to see. I don't know.
But racists dying, like KKK members, slave owners. I mean,
what did you think of Jonah Hill popping up? By the way,
oh my God, that is
was that a laugh out loud moment for you?
Unfortunately, I already knew about that because.
Well, I knew about it too, but when I saw it, what did you think when you saw it in the credits or the trailers?
So there is a part after the trailer or after the credits, isn't there? Damn.
No. I actually didn't stick around after the trailer because
there is a scene after the credits that I haven't seen because I had to leave immediately after it finished. But
yeah, because you went to see Les Mis.
Yeah, that was a mistake. But
well, I've heard good and bad things about it, which is sad because I've been really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that scene, the scene with Jonah Hill, I died. That scene is something out of a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, that scene's the funniest scene in the movie, I think.
Yeah, it
can't
really
wait
is.
to see it someday.
Yeah, Taka, you got what's with you nuts?
I don't see movies because I don't have friends.
But you have a movie theater, and that's what counts.
So,
but a movie that we've all seen at least.
The Hobbit.
Or did you want to say something else?
Oh, can I touch base on The Hobbit because
yeah. You go
Okay,
ahead. I know that you have a rant on it. I personally loved it, but
I liked The Hobbit a lot, and I love the original trilogy of Lord of the Rings. Some people don't like it. I personally think it's a masterpiece of filmmaking because I went back and recently rewatched the extended Blu-rays. That shit was filmed in 1999 and the year 2000. That shit looks beautiful by today's standards.
It's true.
Stuff
is still gorgeous filmed. It's just well shot, sets, beautiful. Hobbit is even better in a cinematic way. I wanted halfway through that movie, I wanted Peter Jackson just to walk on screen. Hello there. As you know, you slowly be masturbating to New Zealand. You haven't even noticed. Look down at my hand, and I was because he makes that place.
Spoiler warning! I believe that's on the director's commentary.
It is. He makes me feel like they're in another world.
Well,
and
yeah,
he does that without I feel more in another world than I ever did watching Avatar when I'm watching The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. Seriously. I felt more in touch with that place than I ever did with any other fictitious place they ever tried to build, because the way it's shot showcases the beauty of a land we're not used to. I mean, the plot is slow because that's how The Hobbit is. That's simply that. It's not the Lord of the Rings. It's an adventure, whereas The Lord of the Rings was a quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big. There's a difference in like importance. There's some immediacy to Lord of the Rings, some urgency, some much bigger villains, I'd say. But The Hobbit, it's just so much fun, great to beginning to end, slowly paced, but really worth your time.
I actually really enjoyed the film about up to the halfway point. Like, I was totally on board. It was somewhere around there where it started to meander, like legitimately meander. And it also introduced some stuff that just felt sort of out of place and unnecessary. Like, yeah, I get it. The gigantic rock behemoths are actually...
I fucking loved that. That was awesome.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I know they're actually legitimately part of that universe, but they were never in The Hobbit, and they were also really distracting. Like, I was like, okay, why... This is just a big, like, set piece for the sake of a big set piece, and it doesn't really add anything to it. Like, you liked it, but I felt like, okay.
Well, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it was a little out of place, but dude, it was fucking awesome.
It was cool. I just, yeah. Also, the last part of the film, like, again, I think the pacing suffered due to the fact that they were extending it into 3 movies instead of just 2. And you can tell where they probably adjusted a lot of the story and the screenplay for that. But, you know, I still really enjoyed it. It's definitely worth the watch. I'd recommend to go see it in 3D, actually, because
it was definitely worth the time and the money. I mean, I think the only parts that I ever felt like kind of weird about were there were some moments where it felt oddly comedic, like the Goblin King. Especially, well, it was the way he went out, basically, that was like, really? That's how, okay.
It was awfully cartoony.
It was very cartoony. And while, like, all the stuff after that was still cool, I mean, even though they did kind of like a lot of Three Stooges ladder work with it, it was still a lot of fun. But easily the best scene in the movie was Riddles in the Dark.
Oh, man. That entire scene is perfect. Mm-hmm. If the only complaint I could possibly give is that it probably goes on a little too long.
Oh, I disagree. I thought it was like perfectly paced for that. Although I was like, here's the way I kind of felt about this movie. There were some times where it was like really going on, and I knew it wasn't going to end until they got to Gollum, right? But I thought like as soon as they got out of that cave, it was going to be over. And like here's how I felt, like kind of sitting down, like, oh, it's probably going to end soon. But I don't really want it to. And lucky for me, it didn't, I guess, even though I really had to go to the bathroom at that point. But it seems after they got out of there, it went on for another like 20 minutes to a half an hour, I think, until they finally ended it.
Again, that was part of my the pacing issues for me. Is that, again, you can tell where they probably actually stopped.
It was just fun, and it was an adventure movie. That's what it was. And you know what? My biggest complaint I probably have with these movies is the names.
They're not good. I will state that.
The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Yeah, those are just not.
I mean, I guess they're names. I do believe they're actually names of chapters in the book, but at least I think they are. It's been way too long since I've ever read it. An Unexpected Journey just kind of sounds like the first chapter.
It's really generic. Like, really super generic.
Just call it Hobbit 1, Hobbit 2, Hobbit 3. Like,
because that's even more generic, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but that's not necessary. You can come up with
doesn't
better
feel
names.
cheesy.
Yeah.
The Hobbit. Okay. Let's come up with some names then. I'm gonna think of one while you guys are talking. Hold on. I'll think of new names.
I think that's
Bilbo and the 13 Dwarves.
Yeah. Gandalf, smoke weed all day, every day.
Guys, your turn.
The Hobbit, Thorin's really hot.
The Hobbit, you're into dwarves.
See, the thing is, I never saw him as a dwarf. I only saw Gandalf as gigantic.
Yeah, you know what? That's so true. Like the dwarves,
You
are like,
would.
"Oh, right, they are." It's because he's holding a giant piece of wood. Yeah.
But either way, both movies really good.
Oh, absolutely. The dwarves. I love the dwarf theme. Actually, the song they sung at the beginning.
Oh,
and
I got the soundtrack to that just because, dude, that soundtrack is amazing. That and Django's soundtrack. I love Django's soundtrack too.
Why are soundtracks so good?
And then I saw Les Miserables and Russell Crowe sing, "No."
I heard
nothing but bad things about his singing voice.
Okay, I'll say this: it really fits Javert. Like it's almost as if he's really uptight on. Like I don't know why it kind of fits Javert. At the same time, you know it's not good.
Yeah, I've also heard that he's not very threatening at all. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we hit the old dusty trail?
I don't know. There's a lot of funny videos out there.
We're working on the next. We're working on the actual,
episode 32.
Episode 32, yeah.
Which will be interesting. Which will be interesting because it's the return of an old character and the introduction of a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sort of excited about that. I'm really nervous considering.
We're looking forward to it though. I mean, we watched through the episodes recently. We're really excited to get started on it.
And you know what? We might just get down and writing right after this. Who knows? Wink, wink. It's done when it's done.
Nudge. Exactly. Either way, I guess that's it for the Team 4-Star Podcast, right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
I'm Takahata 101.
I'm
Bye.
Well, fine.
I'm talking.
Maggot.